up next, we're live with the garden guy. He's out at a local elementary school teaming up with McDonald's, utilizing coffee grounds. It's an interesting Earth Day project, right? Welcome back to Good Morning Arizona. It is 9/11. Tomorrow is Earth Day, and McDonald's is helping to teach Valley students the importance of recycling. It's part of the Coffee Grounds Recycling Initiative, and Dave the Garden Guy is joining us from Madison Simus Elementary School, where they're using those grounds to help the school garden grow.
Hi, I'm Dave Owens, your garden guy. Hey guys, we're at Madison Simus Gardens. In fact, take a look at this. This is an elementary school in downtown Phoenix, and they've got a lot of raised beds out here. In fact, the kids are out here, well, they're almost trying to dig to China, but right now they're working a lot of compost in the garden. This compost is a critical ingredient to growing great gardens out here. And if you're growing gardens right now, we're putting a lot of corn, squash, and beans in, and of course, those sunflowers. And one major ingredient that goes in a lot of this compost is, well, of course, coffee grounds. And Jerry with McDonald's, explain to me what we're doing here.
We're talking about McDonald's McCafe School Garden Growers Program. Schools can come to McDonald's, pick up coffee grounds, so we can divert those coffee grounds into these flower beds instead of putting them into the landfills.
And the most powerful word in the English language, it's all free, and it's real important. So we've got a couple of girls over here actually explaining to us how they're putting this compost together. Tell us exactly what you're doing here, Leilani.
So right now we're combining the ingredients for compost for our Digs Discovery is Growing Gardens at Simus program. Composting is just like making a cake. It requires several ingredients. We have them listed with our bone meal, blood meal, gypsum, worm castings, and of course our coffee grounds. We want to add them together so they break down. Right now this is a mulch. It'll take about 3 to 6 months for them to break down with turning and aeration. And then we also have our decomposers such as worms and fungi. When it's completely broke down and undefinable, it looks like this. This is our nice compost.
Like she says, when you can't recognize the actual ingredients, this is when you want to actually utilize it. So what you're doing, you're going in and blending this all together, keeping it about as wet as a damp sponge. And right over here, in fact, you can see some of the aerators we've got, or the compost bins, but they're actually blending them up in those compost bins. These compost bins have got to stay, like I said, about as wet as a damp sponge. You want to go ahead and rotate this about every 3 to 6 weeks. Once you do that, you're going to end up with this beautiful compost. Then, of course, you want to blend that right into the soil. In fact, you can see one of the raised beds right here. You can see a lot of this compost. You can see the mulch at the top. We're kind of building the forest floor. We do not want to work the mulch into the soil, but the compost itself, well, it's the ideal ingredient for growing great gardens out here in the desert Southwest. So if you're not making your own compost, get out there and start doing it. It's one of the best ways to actually grow great gardens out here in the desert Southwest. And of course, it's one of the best ways to stay organic. Back to you.